Alrighty. So on the day of recording this, Batman is 86 years old. The character was published March 30th, 1939. So this character has a very long history and has had a lot of adventures over the years. So I wanted to take some time and just share few reading recommendations, some that I feel have stood out over these 86 years of history. So, the first book that I wanted to talk about is Batman Tales of the Demon. This is the origin of Ra's al Ghul, and it's very cool. It collects some stories from Batman and Detective Comics. So this is Batman's Bronze Age. So we're getting into like the 1970s. And not only do you have Ra's al Ghul and Talia al Ghul, who make their first appearances, very important characters to the Batman mythos. Also, you have the League of Assassins. You get Matches Malone making his first appearance, who is Batman's sort of like mobster persona. And it's a very interesting story. Matches Malone was a real gangster who was accidentally killed, and Batman wound up taking on that persona. So, yeah, and I'm gonna be showing just like books you can find in trade paperback. This is out of print, but they did reprint it in like some kind of like a treasury sized edition recently, like a facsimile. So if you are interested, I'm not sure if it has all the issues this does. It might be a little bit smaller, but yeah. So nice choice from Batman's Bronze Age. This is kind of the era that redefined Batman for the modern era. Before that, with the Golden and Silver Age, the storytelling was definitely a lot more primitive, particularly in the Silver Age, with the Comics Code Authority being very restrictive. A lot of the stories got kind of a little goofy. So, um, this era right here, you got Denny O'Neil writing. Neil Adams did some of the art in this. He did a lot of it, but not quite all of it. But yeah, so um, that was my first recommendation there. And then I'm going to just keep going along. I'm just kind of doing this as if I would have recorded a video, but I just didn't really want to deal with the editing. So I figured I'd just hop on live and do it. So next up, the one I wanted to recommend is Batman the Cult. This came out a little while after The Dark Knight Returns, which is a very popular story by Frank Miller. And of course, I'm sure most of you, if you are Batman fans, have read that story. And so that's why I wanted to really focus on The Cult and just talk about this one because it doesn't really get enough attention. It was written by Jim Starlin with art by Bernie Wrightson. It looks phenomenal, and it's such a cool story. If you've ever wanted to see Batman really broken down mentally, not just physically, I mean, you know, it's crazy. They get Batman to do some pretty crazy things. And some people criticize this story and say that it's too similar to The Dark Knight Returns, and I don't see it that way at all. I think the story itself is completely unique. I don't think we've ever really seen Batman in a story like this. He's kidnapped and held captive by this cult, forced to do their bidding, and he is just drugged out of his mind. And then Jason Todd, Robin, actually has to come in and sort of save the day. So if you ever wanted a really good Jason Todd as Robin story, you're definitely going to get that in The Cult. And um, yeah, very cool art. And this is an older trade paperback right here, but has been reprinted just recently. They actually put out a deluxe hardcover, and they did reprint this trade paperback as well. So if you do want to check that out, but yeah, very interesting. I'm always interested in stuff to do with cults or just kind of weird, more taboo stuff like that. And the character in here, Deacon Blackfire, is the cult leader, and he's just like this weird guy who, like, nobody really knows who he is, but he has everyone convinced that he's just like this being as old as time, and like he just drugs up everyone, including Batman, and yeah, it's a pretty crazy story there. So not gonna spoil any more of it. I'll just let you check that one out if you haven't. And then the next one I wanted to get into is a little bit different. This one is a series of anthologies, and so this is Batman Black and White, and right here we have volume 1. This was released in the 90s, and it's just very cool. You get like different creative teams writing every story. There's actually one in here that I wanted to talk about. It's a Two-Face story with art by Bruce Timm, and very cool. It's like where he gets his face sort of fixed, but things don't go too well. And yeah, I always really like these. Like if the idea of 86 years worth of Batman history is kind of intimidating to you, picking up something like this where you can just get some little bite-sized Batman detective stories all in one place. There are quite a few volumes of this, but I just pulled out this one for now. But yeah, a lot of cool stuff. Pretty much, anyone who's anyone, is written in these. So, and they still, I don't know if they're still doing it, but it was going on just as recently as last year. They were printing Batman Black and White in the Brave and the Bold anthology that has been coming out. So very cool. And hello, Lee. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, this wasn't really a planned thing. I just wanted to hop on and do this as if I'm kind of recording a video. So thank you for joining me. Alrighty, and then next up for my next recommendation, I have Batman Under the Red Hood. And of course, I just had to talk about this story because this is the one that really got me interested in, reading more comics. I was always really interested in the death in the family storyline, and then when I eventually saw the Under the Red Hood movie, that was what really kind of pushed me to want to start reading more comics. So, very important story for me, and just honestly one of the best Batman stories, in my opinion. I really like the stories, like I said before with the cult, where you get to see Batman kind of challenged mentally, kind of having his moral code challenged, and Red Hood being his former ward who had died at the hands of the Joker and is now returned and is kind of questioning Batman on, why he didn't kill the Joker. It really gives a bit of a challenge to the firmly held moral code that Batman has had for the majority of his 86-year history. So that is in part why I think this is such a good, important Batman story. So there we go. And hello, D&T. Thank you for joining me. And then I just have one more book that I wanted to show, and then if anyone wants to kind of chat it up for a little while afterwards, we can do that. But I just had 5 trade paperbacks that I wanted to just kind of talk about a little bit. So the last one I wanted to talk about was Batman Black Mirror. So this took place in Detective Comics. It was written by Scott Snyder, and it's a story where Dick Grayson is Batman. And so this is really cool. And I don't see a lot of people really talk about this era. There were a few really cool sort of story arcs where Dick was Batman. There was also Gates of Gotham. That's a 5-part story, and I do have that in single issues. But I think that Black Mirror is just honestly one of my favorite Batman stories in general, and it's really cool seeing Dick Grayson in the role, kind of get a bit of a different take on the character, a little bit less angry. But yeah, this is a cool story. If you want to know more about like Commissioner Gordon and his family, you kind of learn a little bit about his son, who is a serial killer, just not a really great guy. But yeah. So there we go. I'll run through them again. These are my reading recommendations for the night. So if you're a new reader or you're just looking for some more Batman to check out, got Tales of the Demon. This is the origin of Ra's al Ghul. And you can find this, they've reprinted it quite a few times. There's a newer facsimile version. Batman the Cult, Jim Starlin, Bernie Wrightson, goodness, Batman at some of his best, in my opinion. I absolutely loved this story, and you can get it in a deluxe hardcover that was just released recently, or they did re-release a trade paperback as well. And then I would recommend anything from Batman Black and White, just for some good, fun, easy reading. You don't have to think about it too much. You don't have to really invest in any lore or continuity. You can just pick up some of these stories and just get everything you need right there. And then next up, Under the Red Hood, Batman challenged, having his moral code challenged by his former ward, and some of the best Batman out there. And then Black Mirror, if you ever wanted to see Dick Grayson as Batman, really cool detective mystery right there. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of just talk about some fun Batman stories, and I don't know, just wanted to do something for Batman's birthday, and figured I'd just hop on. Why not? Hello, TF. Thank you for joining. And then we did have D&T in here, and Lee. Thank you very much. And then we got Chonko. Hello. Thank you for joining me. Always good to see you, my friend. Yeah, so just chilling tonight. I just wanted to run through some Batman stories. And if you want more recommendations, if you've already read all of those, then you know what? Check out my channel. I have quite a few videos about some Batman comics. And then we have Olympus Knight. Hello, thank you for joining me. So yeah. Speaking of Bat Dick, where Luke at? He's in bed. He's got to get up early, so he's not coming on tonight. But I will let him know that you guys are thinking about him. So yeah. Anyone read Hush? I thought it was okay, but when I did my last stream, I was kind of, I was trying to review it and I was just thinking that maybe I was missing something. And then I looked into it a little more and I kind of realized that I wasn't exactly alone in feeling that way. Yeah, man, I'm sorry. Also, another little thing, I started a Discord for the channel. I had so many people requesting it, so I will be putting the link to that in the description of all my videos from now on. So if you are interested in joining, we have like 7 people in there right now, so it's cool. We have a couple channels. I have one set up where people can post some of their new pickups. Oh yeah, TF, I will get you the link for that in a second. Or if you go to like one of my most recent video, I have it in the description, but I can throw the link in the chat in a second. But yeah, I have a channel where people can post their art or recent pickups. It's just called Show Me Your Stuff. So just, if you have something cool you picked up, just throw it in there. If you're an artist and you want to share that with me, anything, there's the general chat where you guys can just talk it up about whatever. Maybe I'll go in there and like throw an article I think is interesting and try to get a discussion going there, bounce some video ideas off of you guys. And I have another channel on there where I want to do maybe some bonus content, maybe like take some of the outtakes from my videos and kind of repurpose them like some bloopers, or maybe, take like sometimes I go off on some tangents, like you guys who see me live, sometimes I'll just go off on some kind of a tangent that's unrelated, and of course I cut that stuff out of my videos, but some of it might make for entertaining content on its own. And for those of you who just like to hear me talk, who are here live, maybe that'll be your thing. Maybe I'll even make some secret videos and unlist them for just the Discord members. I don't know, but I think it would be fun. So here, I'm gonna pull up that and see if I can drop the link for you, man. Thank you, Cecil. Appreciate you joining me. Okay. Okay, you're there already. Okay. Yeah, Pulling it up now. Okay, yes, I do see that you joined. Alrighty, awesome. Cool. Thank you. Well, I'm glad to see you there. Good, good. Alrighty. And then we got Patrick. Oh, yeah, you are in there twice. That's interesting. Okay. Alrighty. Well, that's cool. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'll try to, keep it updated and keep it alive. So yeah, thank you to everyone who's joined that. I just, I've never used Discord before, but I've had a few people ask me for it, so I just figured it was about time. Okay. Delete the one without the avatar. Okay. Yeah. Oops. Let me see. Okay. Okay, yeah, I do see that already. Oops, something just fell behind me. Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna remove you. Well, I'll do it after. I'll do it after. But here, I'm just gonna drop the link for now. If anyone else is on Discord and wants to join, there you go. I'm gonna drop the link, but no pressure. If you're not on there, if it's not your thing, that's fine. But just kind of a way to chat a little bit and just keep up to date on what I'm doing. So, maybe I'll give you guys some little exclusives, but again, no pressure. We'll always be here doing our thing on this channel. So absolutely, whatever you guys want to do. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, just wanted to kind of talk about some Batman stories. I don't really have that much planned to talk about right now, but you know what? It's Batman Day, so I figured I would be wasting the day. It's not Batman Day, it's Batman's birthday. I'm sorry. Batman Day is a different thing in September. Is it okay to share channel links in the Discord and to where? You can share links in the general chat, that's fine. Whatever you want to do, it's fine. Just keep it cool, whatever. But yeah, I don't really know Discord yet. I'm still learning as I go, so yeah, it'll be fun though. I always like having different ways to connect with you guys, so pretty cool. Like I like doing the live streams because I feel like that kind of helps us get a little bit of a closer connection, And so I think having the Discord might help a little bit with that as well. But yeah, again, absolutely no pressure to join. You're always welcome here on the YouTube channel. So yeah, I think Absolute Green Lantern comes out this week. That sounds kind of interesting. Haven't checked out Martian Manhunter, but I've actually been hearing that that one is pretty good. If anyone here has read that, let me know what you think. But I've been hearing some pretty good things about Absolute Martian Manhunter. Flash, I've been hearing kind of mixed things on, but of course, I really dig Green Lantern, so I think I'm gonna check that out. Hellblazer. This is the Garth Ennis omnibus. There you go. Hellblazer, Garth Ennis. It's still sealed. I haven't opened it yet, but yeah. Loving the new comic books videos. That last shop you went to was really cool. Yeah, that place in Niagara Falls, Ontario. I definitely want to go back there. They had some really cool stuff. A lot of stuff I don't see often. Like I probably need to go back and get those specters if they still have them. Those Silver Age specters. Those are really cool. And I was saying before when I finished my demon run that I kind of wanted to tackle a Silver Age Spectre run, and that should be easy since it's only like a 10 issue run, something like that. So I have one, and that shop, they had like maybe 3, so that would be a good little chunk of them, and they were pretty good prices. And yeah, they had a lot of good stuff. A lot of stuff I just have never seen anywhere else. A lot of like heavy metal stuff. Like they had a whole little section. Like you can tell they really curate their shop, and it's just it feels very personalized, like it's nice to walk into a comic shop and you just kind of feel the flavor or the just sort of the personality of the shop. That's a shop with a lot of personality. Um, Said you're on the opposite side of the US-Canada border on the West Coast. Nice. Yeah, it's convenient being right next to the border for sure. Yeah, I was looking up and there are quite a few shops that are like within kind of a close distance. And I'm not that far from Toronto too. And there are quite a few shops there that I want to check out as well. So yeah, I'll definitely have a busy summer, that's for sure. And yeah, so a few video ideas that I'm kind of bouncing around. I'm just never sure when the right time is to make a video. I'm always worried that I'm gonna rush something or put it out too soon, or I don't know. I overthink stuff way too much. I don't know if you guys know that about me yet, but I am an extreme overthinker, and so yeah, I just have like a bunch of video ideas, a lot of stuff that I've written out, and I don't know. I'm just too critical of myself, and I always just feel like I need to wait to make it better, and then I just wind up not doing it. And so I don't want to do that. Here we got. This is weird. So for some reason, TF, I have the stream pulled up on my computer, and then I have StreamYard right here. And I see a comment that you left, but it's not showing up on my StreamYard. So I see you said that you have no decent comic shops. That is a shame. I would love to put it up on the screen, but I can't. So my bad, friends. But yeah. Okay, so yeah, Lee, I agree. Always a good time for a comic hunt. And yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Well, now that the weather is getting nicer, we had a few days where it's just been kind of icky, and I just have not like been in the mood to do much. But I've been trying, I've been pushing myself as much as I can. But when the weather changes, I just get in a mood. I don't know what it is. Well, thank you guys for pushing me to get this stuff done. I appreciate it. Chonko said, don't fret about it. Just put them out. Comic community is pretty into all comic talk. Yeah, that is true. And I know that I really don't have anything to worry about, but that's just me. That's just the nature of how I'll always be. And it's not even so much like that I'm worried about what you guys might think. It's really just for me. Like, when I go back and watch my videos, I enjoy watching them, but I always think that there's something that could have been done better or a little mistake that slipped by me. And, it's not the end of the world, but I agree. I should just go ahead and do it. So think think I'm going to. I think tomorrow's probably going to be a recording day for me. I might try to maybe do a couple videos and then just over the course of the week kind of edit and get that stuff out. And not next week, but the week after that is mine and Luke's anniversary of us dating. So we started dating. It was April 10th of 2016. So 9 years. And then on April 20th, so 10 days after that, in 2023 was the day we got married. And we did want to make it the same day, but there was just like some reason I couldn't get that day off of work. So we had to settle for April 20th, which is fine because, it's already a holiday in this house. So whatever. But and this year it is a holiday. It's Easter Sunday. So got a lot going on. April 20th this year is gonna be lit. But yeah, I was thinking maybe so our anniversary on the 10th is going to be a Thursday, which is when I normally like to stream. And so I think maybe we'll do something the night before. Maybe I'll have Luke come on and maybe we'll do a little bit of a couples thing. Maybe you guys can ask us some questions and I don't know, we'll have some fun. You guys always seem to have fun when Luke is around. So and then we got TF said, true, if I ain't stiff in newsprint, it's not a good day. I feel you, man. Whatever you do, your passion for comics will come through and it will be awesome. Yeah, thank you. And I appreciate you guys. All the feedback that I get really means a lot and really helps keep me going. 'Cause, I love what I'm doing, but if nobody watched, it really, obviously I would still want to do it for me, but the fact that people are watching, it really, really means the world to me. And I just, it makes me want to do better. So I think that's another part of me being kind of critical of myself is the fact that, there are more of you coming in every day. And, I feel a responsibility to do better every day. And I think I do. I think I my videos have been getting better with time. I think every time I try to do something a little different or improve on something, but for me there's always that itch to do more, that desire to do more. And right now I'm happy with where I am and what I'm doing, but of course I've talked about it a little bit. I want to, upgrade my setup. I want a better PC to do better editing. I want better, microphone, camera, lighting, all that. I would love to have that in the near future. And I'd love to, when I have all of that, step up the video making and maybe, take a little bit more time on some stuff and kind of try to maybe produce some of my own documentary type things. I think that would be really cool. And of course, I would still, be doing the comic collecting, the pickups, all of that. But, maybe every couple months, throw up something a little bit bigger. That's kind of something that I really want to work towards doing. And right now, I'm just not in the place where that's really possible yet. And because I love what I'm doing. I love watching back my videos, but there is a lot that I want to do that I'm just limited on, that I just can't do with the current situation I have, like especially in terms of editing. There are just a lot of little things that I wish I could do, and I try my best to, sort of replicate it however possible, but there's just, there's so much that I want to do. And right now I'm doing the best I can with what I have. And the fact that you guys are here and you're digging it, thank you. Appreciate it. TF said slabs are selling cheap now. Good time to get graded comics or bust them out. Yeah, I've been hearing that. Like, a lot of people have just kind of disinterested in slabs. And I mean, personally, I've never been a slab person. I've always just wanted my books where I can open them and flip through them. Like I'll try to be as careful with them as possible, but to me, I want to be able to open it and read the book and look at it. So I'm cool with whatever. But yeah. Thank you, TF. Yeah, it's crazy to think like 9 years, like that's my entire adult life, I'm gonna be turning 28 this year. So um, that's it's a lot of my life. I think when we started dating, I was 18, about to turn 19, so yeah, we were young. We were young and dumb, but yeah, it's been fun, Just it's kind of crazy. Definitely kind of crazy. What about making a video at a comic shop? I've made quite a few videos at comic shops, but I am not going to stop, that's for sure. Chonko, good idea. Do a characters dating in comics episode. Yeah, that's a good idea. Hell yeah, I'll have to come up with some stuff for that. Thank you for the suggestion, actually. Have to run that by Luke. That's cool. Thank you. Lee, thank you. So you both have Green Lantern rings as wedding bands. Actually, we actually did have like some of those silicone rings that we'd wear at work, and he got a green one and I got like a purplish one, and we said they were like Green Lantern and Star Sapphire. But actually my ring that I wear right here, this is not my actual ring that I was proposed to with. This is a placeholder right here, and it is very pretty. Just got a ruby and some little diamonds there, but I can't actually wear the ring that he proposed with, and it's a shame because it was a very nice set. It had the the engagement ring and the wedding band, and they matched and they like clicked in together, and like it was really, really nice and cool. And it has a black diamond in it and rubies, and unfortunately I can't wear it anymore because we got engaged back in 2018, and at the time that we got engaged, I was 50 pounds heavier than I am right now. And so before we got married, we took the ring. Sorry, I'm sorry. I was just checking something on my computer. So before we got married, we took the ring to a jeweler and asked about getting it resized. And we were told that because of the shape of it, they wouldn't be able to do it. It would mess it up, something like that. It was just an awkward shape. It was something like that. But I don't know. I kind of want to see if maybe we can get some other opinions, but he just wants to buy me a whole new one eventually when, when we can justify it. Right now, we can't justify it, but, and at the time, I told him, like, I didn't even need a ring, really. I just needed him. I just wanted to have the commitment there, but he insisted. He wanted me to have something. So we went with this and got the ruby because it's my birthstone, and the original ring did have rubies in it, but yeah, it is a shame. I mean, obviously it's a good thing that I got healthier, but I do miss that ring. It was very pretty, and definitely would be nice to wear it again. You asked if you were into the new Godzilla versus Marvel series. I haven't read it. Luke's actually, he kind of is into the Godzilla stuff, so maybe that's something he would be interested in. Yeah, that's just what I'm gonna do. Anything, any money that I make off of this channel, I'm just gonna put right back into it and try to make it bigger and better as time goes on. I'm not in a rush, I'm patient. I'm playing YouTube as a long game. This is just, something I want to do, and I'm building it up from nothing, so, it'll take time, but thank you to all of you guys who are here, who are, sticking it out with me through the journey. I appreciate you. Got any plans for Free Comic Day? Well, I definitely think I will be making a video, so I think you guys will be seeing what my plans are. I haven't sort of planned out what shops I'm gonna go to, but I definitely wanna, check out maybe a shop I've been to that you guys have seen before, and then maybe a whole different one that I haven't checked out yet. So we'll see. I'll definitely have to plan it, but it is getting closer and closer. That is crazy. It's hard to believe that we're almost in April. Nuts. It's like, it's seriously like January and February go by so slow, and then after March hits, it's just like the whole year's gone. So yeah, we'll see. TF asked, will you be doing memberships in the future? I will consider it. I have a lot of ideas for content, and, not all of it I think is like necessarily something I'd want to put as like a main video. So I definitely, I would consider it. But right now, I don't think that I would necessarily keep up with it. I just don't think I'm there yet. I don't think I'm ready. I don't think I have the following yet to justify memberships. But, I want to do kind of like some sort of exclusive, maybe premium content in the future. So we'll get there, but for now, I just want to chill with you guys. I just want to show my books and chill. So yeah, and this has been awesome for. I'm sorry, dude. I just have like tickle in my throat today. I'm sorry. But yeah, this has been fun little Batman hangout stream. Just you know, just wanted to come on here for Batman's birthday. Why not? And so thank you to everyone who joined me, even though this was not really a planned thing. So you guys are cool. And yeah, I don't really have too much left to say. It is getting kind of late. So I think I'm going to sign off soon. But yeah, thank you everyone who's been here. Yeah, tomorrow's probably going to be a recording day for me. So um, either Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll try to get a video out. You know, I don't really have like a schedule. I keep trying to find like a schedule for videos, but I don't know. I just post when I want to post, you know? Like I have stuff in my little Kindle, you know, my Kindle notebook that I have written out, like just video ideas, stuff like that. And so I have like a whole bunch of ideas, but most of the time when I put out a video, it's just because I felt inspired in the moment and there was just something that I was thinking about that I needed to get out. Like when I did the, you know, we need physical media, we need comic books, you know, those were just things that were on my mind at the moment. And I just felt the need to just turn on a camera and just chat about it. And, you know, it's kind of like what I did yesterday when I talked about Hush 2, because, you know, I did a stream just like this where I tried to talk about Hush 2 and I just couldn't really get the thoughts together. And so I had to go on and make a video once I finally did gather those thoughts. And yeah, so really there's no consistency to my channel. So thank you to all of you guys who stick it out with me. I just do this because I love doing it. And yeah, so expect something in the next couple days. Feel free to join the Discord, you know, no pressure, but maybe I'll, you know, drop early links in there. Like maybe I'll leave some videos unlisted and let the Discord members watch them first. That might be kind of fun. So we'll see. But anyways, you guys have been awesome. Happy birthday, Batman. And you guys are all great. Dwayne, thank you. Sorry, we're about to end, but I appreciate you tuning in. Anyways, peace.